Hey, Stamp friends, welcome to the Joy Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon, and today is Fun Fold Friday. By voter's choice, I'm using the Attention Shoppers bundle, which comes with these amazing stamped images and then also some great dies. Let me show you those. This one pops off my magnet. So these can make the card, and then they cut out the stamped images. These two items are the only ones that don't require stamping for it, but there is a cart, so if you didn't want to stamp or didn't want to use just the die, you can either stamp it or die cut it. This one has been a super favorite, and I've loved seeing ideas on Pinterest and on Facebook about this stamp set. So if you don't have it yet, I highly recommend you visit my online store and putting it in your cart. Pun intended. So this one says treat yourself with the two little gift bags in the front, and then it opens up to a gift card Z fold. So we have a little pocket right here where you can put in a special little note or a gift card for them to treat themselves with and go shopping. I left my inside blank because sometimes you can treat yourself for doing something amazing. It could be for a birthday, but there are other sayings. So you could do treat yourself, happy birthday, treat yourself a thanks, maybe to a teacher, treat yourself just for you. There's lots of different phrases you can use to go along with this in the inside. Like I said, I left my blank because I'm going to wait to know who my special friend is going to be that gets this one. All right, let's go ahead and put this up here. Be sure to comment if you want your chance to win the card we're making in our video today. So I love hearing from you. A lot of times what's been happening, I'll respond and let people know that they've won and give them my email, and I never hear back. So I have a lot of extra cards left over still. So please, if you watch, look for my message that says you are the winner, and then you can also email me your address so you can get the card. You can kind of see how it folds, like it pops open when it's in that sitting form, and it will kind of stand up. Since it's not even, it's kind of unbalanced, but it is a super cute card and really great with the gift card holder. All the measurements will be over my blog. Let me show you the pieces I have. So we'll have two pieces of our main card base color, which I'm using the Coastal Cabana. I have that by a 5.5 by 4.25, and then we have this piece here that has two score lines to create our Z fold. I then have my designer series paper, which is the Brights family. So that's the Coastal Cabana, so it has double-sided, and I like the cool little circles for this one, but we can always flip it over. And then we have another piece of DSP. So two pieces of DSP. This is to help us create our cute little pocket for the inside. It's cut by 3 and by 2 7/8. And you can barely tell it's a little bit different, but it matters because of where our score lines are here, and you'll tell. So my tip to you is make sure if you want your lines on this one to go up and down, make sure you cut it the right way so that this is the 3-inch side and this is a 2 7/8 side. And then I went ahead and I heat embossed to get our treat yourself. We'll do some fussy cutting for that in a little bit. And then I'll need a smoky slate is for our mat, which is the same size as the inside of our basic white. And then we have a smaller basic white, which we will attach there to get this. Let's talk about this awesome cart real quick, and then we'll do some assembling. I've done all the stamping already, so let me walk you through the process, and this is what we die cut. So this is the cart. You'll see that has these little squares still in there. All you have to do is just poke them out. Use your paper snips, your fingers. They're pretty easy to come out. And I like to keep them in there until I'm ready to glue on, just because this is kind of flimsy. It's paper, and this just helps it stay a little bit more stable, a little bit longer. All right, so there's our cart. Then on the bottom of our cart, we have the basic gray for our wheels. We'll use those to attach there in a little bit. And then what I've done is I went ahead and I've stamped on all these different kinds of the Brights family designer series paper, the cute little bag using Memento ink. Then we also stamped them on basic white to have this a top part and a bottom part. And then to create our cool image look, we'll fussy cut out a piece of that DSP. And when we fussy cut it, you're going to notice that I've did little cut ins for the handle. And then for the top part here, I use my stamping blends. If you don't have designer series paper, you could totally just use stamping blends to color in the whole thing. Stamp it, color it, and die cut it out. We'll just use a stamping blend just to color at the top of it. And then we'll pick which ones we'll want to put in our cart today. Let me go ahead and walk you through that just a little bit before we do it. So I'm going to pick a basic white one here, and I'm going to say I want to do the blue one. That's one of my favorites. That's like the Azure Afternoon. And I'm going to grab some Pool Party as my color for my tissue paper. And we're just going to color that in super easily. I first started just outlining the tissue paper because usually tissue paper is like a white color. But then I liked the contrast of it and left the handle white instead. But you can color and pick however you want your gift bag to look. How many of you use gift bags instead of wrapping paper? I don't know when it happened, but along the way, I totally switched over to do mostly gift bags now, which I love. They're really convenient and reusable. So I keep mine whenever someone gives me a gift. And I hope the person I give gifts to does the same. All right, here's our piece that we have stamped our image, and now we're going to cut it. It's really easy because it's mostly a rectangle. So we're going to go along the bottom, cut off that part, go along the edge, cut off that. Then I'm going to make a straight cut along the top and cut off the handlebars and the tissue. Super easy fussy cutting, right? Then what we have now are those two little parts of the handle. So what I do is I take the inside of my paper snips and just make a nice little cut from one side to the next. And then I can take my paper snips and just pull that out. Nice. Kind of like when you do a banner edge, you're going from just one side along the stamped image so it meets the inside. You just pull it off or pull it off from the back side. Perfect. Okay, now that we have it colored and fussy cut out, grab your liquid glue, avoid the handles. We just need glue mostly on the center here and not too much. Place it on there. We're using liquid glue because if I put it on wrong, then I can shift it around. But we want to make sure we can see those handles there. Super cute and easy. All right, let me pick my second ones. I have these ones already done for our cart. We'll push these aside for another project. I love that I have color choices though with this one, especially using the brights. While we're here, let's go ahead and do some fussy cutting for our treat yourself. And then we should be ready to assemble. All right, paper snips going around. I like this one since it's in cursive to be more of a rounded ends around these letters here. If it is not in cursive, I usually do a straight cut around it. And there's no die for this, so there's not an option. You could have used like a banner die or a punch and I did it on, stamped it on there, but I like that the fussy cutting look, that it's a little bit less space that's taken up. It makes it really fun. I love the basic white on the black for this embossing powder. And when you get our embossing powder, it comes in with multiple colors. You won't just get the white, it'll come in a basics and then it comes in metallics. And they will last you years, unless you are like using it every day. But I've had some of mine for years. I think I've only had to buy the basic white twice in the last 10 years. So, and that gives you a reference of how long it lasts. Hopefully that gives you an idea. Okay, dimensionals on the back of this guy. Let me find them because they're always, there we go, missing. I'm gonna put one on the top here, one on the top there. And if I can squeeze this one in, I'm gonna put one on the bottom. On this guy, I only used 2, and he kind of looks like he's falling off. So I want to actually put a lot of dimensionals. We're going 4. We're going to do 4. Set this one aside. Grab our pieces in. We're going to have our smoky slate and our basic white. Flip it over. Put a little bit of adhesive. I'm using my Stampin' Still Plus in each corner and a little bit in the center. And then I'm flipping it and carefully placing it down because that's super sticky adhesive. And you're wondering, why is she not using liquid glue? I don't like using liquid glue on basic white. I feel like I can see the lines behind it. even when it dries, I feel like I see the lines. So I usually use the double-sided adhesive when I use that color of cardstock. Okay, now we can go ahead and make this nice and fancy. So let's grab our cart, grab the liquid glue, and we don't need a lot. So I'm going to just do dots on the handle here, and then do a line here on the bottom and on the edge. We want to avoid the center because we need to fill our cart, right? We don't want our cart to be empty. So then we'll flip it over, and then we're going to put it at an angle. So that way our bottom, sides, and tip are glued down. And I'm holding it, so you can kind of see where it's buckling a little bit. You see the shadows it's creating there? So that way we'll be able to add our gifts in there. Don't worry about being super fast about getting the bottom of our cart on there, because we're just going to cover a lot of it up. Let me flip it over though and attach to the bottom here. Cute, cute. Again, going to that upward angle. Now we're going to put some liquid glue on the back of our gifts. I think I'm going to do these. Let's see, what should our color combo be for the front? Should we have these two in there and keep that for the inside? Sure. That sounds like a fun idea. That one's the Poppy Parade with the Lucky Limeade. We're going to slide this one in first as far as it can go and keep it at an angle. Flip this one over, put a little liquid glue. We're going to slide this one in, but we're not going to put it as far in as the other one. And we're going to go the opposite angle. So it looks like that's one's a little bit taller. Okay, grab our, treat yourself. Sorry, lid on the loose. Remove the backings. Flip it and stick it. I'm going to, again, have it right where the cart meets. So we're showing off of that, but we still want to see our wheels. That's looking great. Okay, let's create our pocket now. So here's our piece of DSP that we're going to put on the inside of our Z fold. You can either flip it over and mark it. We know that's the 2 7/8, so it's about 3 inches. So we can go with a halfway mark and use a pencil and mark that right about here, a little less than 1.5. Then we're going to grab my punch, my circle punch, and we'll line it up. I also like to look from side to side, and I can see, oh, that looks like about the same distance. And we'll just do a little half circle notch like so. You can go a little bit further or a little bit less, depending on how much of a thumb space you like to have to pull things out. Okay, now we are ready. Let's go ahead and get this one glued together. Should I keep it, should I switch it up? You know how I love to do that, so we are. We're gonna put liquid glue on the back of it, and then we're gonna attach it to our Coastal Cabana. Look how uneven that is. So that's why we need to just kind of pull it up again and stick it again. I try to use my fingers on the bottom sometimes as a guide so it doesn't go too far. There we go. That looks a little bit more even. Okay, set that one aside, let it dry. Let's grab this guy here and grab your bone folder. We're going to fold it all the way over from one side. Get our bone folder and crease it. Then we're going to fold this one back so that the open end will be on the left side here. So it'll be able to pull open to the left instead of, we don't want it to pull to the right. I suppose you could, it would just change the dynamic of this card a little bit. Okay, now we can start attaching the things for the inside of this guy. Grab your basic white. He goes on the far end or of the right side. Glue him on. And this one's going to need some special glue because we're creating a pocket and we don't want the glue to go where we don't want it to go. So I'm using the double-sided tear tape, and we'll put it on the top to the bottom. I should have switched out this design, but I really do like those stripes. I think those are super fun. Next time. Okay. I put too much on, so I can grab my paper snips and I could trim that or I could tear it. There we go. And then we'll do one more. We'll try to measure it a little bit better from one side to the next. And if you're worried about that, you could take your business card or your gift card and make sure. And I say, sure enough, that looks good. This will fit in there. This is my fun business card. That will come with the card I send you in the mail too, so don't you worry. It has QR codes to my online store, QR codes to my Facebook page, and to my blog, which are most of the ways you can get a hold of me. I'm also over on Pinterest, and of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know I'm on YouTube too. Lots of ways of finding me. In fact, I would love to hear where you guys are from. I seem to have a lot of stamping friends that watch from like Michigan area and over in the northern central states. So I would love to hear where you're from. I'm in California over here. Oh, when I line this up, I like to use my basic white as my guide. So that way it looks like it's a nice flowing paper. Okay, put that down. Crease it so that way, or press it down on that where that adhesive is. You can stick your bone folder in there to make sure that pocket's been created. And then we'll slide my business card in there as a placeholder. Okay, you could use dimensionals on the back of this too if you want that front to pop as well. I just did liquid glue since I figured this is already a pretty popping card. Again, using that guide from this side here so they all line up and they're all the way open. Then we're going to close it up, and on the back side of where that basic white is, I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal Plus, and we're going to do long strips. So top, middle, bottom, because this part needs to stick on here and it's going to be moving. So we want to make sure that this is going to stay in place, which means be careful when you place down. We're going to hover first, look at all the sides. Looks like it's fairly even. You can use your grid sheet or your awesome glass mat to give you an idea, but that looks really good. Okay, let's add our cute little extra bag on the inside with some liquid glue. Flip it over, place it here. You could have it go onto that side, but it will be seen when it's closed. So it's up to you. Right now, you can only see like a tidbit there. So that's where I keep it as a reference. And then we're just going to embellish a little bit. I really love these glimmer in colors. Even though I'm using Coastal Cabana, the summer, so we have Shy Shamrock and, what's our summer one? Summer Splash. Of course, Summer Splash. I love the Summer Splash one on here because it's very similar to our Coastal Cabana. We'll put one large one and one small one here to create an angle. There we go. And then grab one more large one to place here on the bottom. Using my paper snips to help me grab those. And then pressing down. So cute. Treat yourself with a gift card to your store of choice. All right, you guys, I hope you had fun learning how to make this using that amazing Attention Shoppers bundle. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video so you can see my next Fun Fold Friday and all of my creations that I make. Have a great day and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.